Hi, I'm Stephen Close. I'm an Assistant Director in the Health and Education Fund section of the Australian Government Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade. I've had two major experiences of GPE. 10 years ago, I was a task team leader for an EFA FTI funded education sector planning and implementation grant project in Timor-Leste and another one in Solomon Islands. Thinking of how GPE has helped address specific education sector challenges, GPE's real value is in supporting evidence-based early and basic education priorities. The financial support is of course critical, but more than that, there's also the impartial evidence-based approach that really helps to support ministers of education, their ministries and development partners to focus on the critical education sector priorities to get kids in school and learning. A priority for Australia is that the Global Partnership for Education is really global, and that means working effectively in Pacific Island states. We really welcome GPE's step up in the Pacific, including adapting to the unique needs and capabilities of Pacific Island countries. Key strengths of GPE's approach include that it is country-driven and includes all relevant local actors around the table to discuss education sector plans and priorities. Another key strength that matters to us is its inclusion of the most vulnerable at the centre of education initiatives, rather than just being an optional add-on once classrooms have been built and textbooks have been provided. I think a major GPE achievement was the contribution to the massive increase in school access and enrolment in the period of the Millennium Development Goals. Now, in the time of the Sustainable Development Goals, the priority is for GPE to help make sure that kids not only access school, but that they're in school and learning. It's not only that there is a global education financing gap. The priority is that the money that is available is well spent on the top priorities to get kids in school and learning, and that needs good data, country leadership, and a focus on education system priorities. With widespread school closures, the massive impact of COVID-19 on children's learning worldwide means that GPE support is more important than ever. Thinking about the main lessons learned in getting GPE working at country level, I think all partners recognise that GPE support is most effective when there's strong country ownership and there's strong flexibility and adaptation to country needs. It's great to see GPE's strategic plan is moving solidly in that direction of greater country contextualisation. I think one of the biggest challenges for GPE is the ambition and complexity of GPE's operational and governance models. Because GPE doesn't have a country-facing presence, often the burden of this falls on in-country partners, including governments. Greater complexity of GPE's model involves a direct trade-off with ownership by country governments and a greater reliance on international technical advisors to translate all of those processes and transaction costs. We want to see ministries of education being able to focus on their pressing education service delivery challenges rather than tied up in GPE governance and operational processes. We see these as priorities for the next phase of GPE's Effective Partnerships Review.